tell me about gambling away stability. Tell me about your study, what it means. What are the conclusions that you could draw from it? Like, just tell me about it, how you got it started.
I'll start from the beginning, got us interested in what we were trying to tackle with the paper. A really big question in finance is about stock market participation, which is getting households to use their savings in the equity markets, which offers a much higher risk-return trade-off than keeping it in your mattress or keeping it in a checking account. And so getting people to first save in equity markets offers traditionally, over a long horizon, much higher returns and better financial security for them and future generations. And so a lot of what we do in finance education and also the finance industry is getting people not only on how to invest, but getting to invest in equity markets. So a question we had from the very beginning was, how is sports betting affecting stock market participation? Is there this substitution effect where people are betting and the dollar that would have went into equity markets, saving for their future and their children's future, and instead wagering that on sport bets where the potential risk-return trade-off is much worse. Just on average, the marginal retail investor or better in sports betting is expected to lose money, where in equity markets, it's about a 7 to 8% return over a long horizon. So that's much different use of your dollar for what could be used to secure your financial future. So we wanted to look at how it affects stock market participation. And we're originally using state-level data about capital gains and dividend holdings, a very coarse setup. And then we got access through co-authors to transaction-level data that can look at investments and brokerage accounts that move through a household's checking accounts. And then we were rolling. We could look at how a dollar moved through people's checking accounts and what they were doing once they become exposed to the legalization of online sports betting. And particularly, we're looking at how the investors, these households, were saving in equity markets through these brokerage account transfers. So the main question is, how does the legalization of online sports betting affect savings through traditional brokerages and financial market savings vehicles?
There's actually there's a sort of an intuitive reason why that's a bad idea, right? That everyone can infer, which is you shouldn't bet your life savings kind of on anything because the downside is so much worse than the upside is good. It's especially a bad idea to do that on something that you're already going to be emotional about, because I would rather, yes, you might be rich and happy, but you also might be destitute and angry. You could find a way to thread the needle. The whole point of the lecture that I'll give you is that most people, if you interview them and suss this out, would actually prefer to live in a world where I'm either rich and a little angry or super happy and a little poor. Yeah. That combination of outcomes is better than the two extremes for most people, but they don't sort of have the wherewithal to think about it that way. Something that the average person's not thinking through. There's actually an economic reason why that's a bad idea. Yeah, on top of the don't piss your life savings away.